This is the story of 21-year-old Jailene Flores, who was harassed, stalked, and killed at the hands of someone she knew, someone who she considered a friend. And no matter how well she thought she knew him, nothing would be able to prepare her for the sinister act that he had planned the morning of July 13th, 2023, which would ultimately cost her life. Welcome to BaasetCrimez. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell. This unfortunate event took place in the city of Evergreen Park, Illinois, which is a rural village about 30 minutes outside of Chicago, Illinois, with a population of a little over 20,000 people. It is said that Jailene Flores and the suspect, 21-year-old Armoni Henry, met at school and became friends. They also worked together at a nursing home in Oakland, Illinois, earlier that year. It is unclear if the two were dating, although there are reports that the two were in a relationship. According to Jailene's family, they were not dating, and in fact that he was just obsessed with her. At some point, the relationship took a turn for the worse in April of 2023 when Jailene requested an order of protection against Henry because he allegedly threatened her and her family. At the time, she was working at an Amazon facility out of Oakland, Illinois. She would eventually leave that position due to the conflict and go to her new place of employment, Mariano's, which is where this tragic event took place. In the petition, she described her relationship with Armoni Henry as dating. The order was issued but never served and eventually expired. About 4 days before the murder, she found 2 Apple AirTags in her car. Her brother scanned the tags and learned that these tags belonged to Armoni. She removed the AirTags from her car. However, 2 days before the murder, Armoni again threatened her and her brother and expressed his outrage for her removing the AirTags. On the evening before the horrible crime was committed, Jailene went to the court and got an order of protection against Armoni. The following day, the morning of the murder, he sent her 124 texts full of threats, still angry about the AirTags. According to witnesses, that morning around 9 a.m., Armoni entered the store and approached Jailene. They would eventually go into an employee-only room where there was no surveillance captured at the time. Witnesses heard shots fired and Henry fled the scene with a gun in his hand into his car where he would eventually leave. The manager tried to chase him, but he was able to get away.
Also today, gunfire erupts inside an Evergreen Park Mariano's store, leaving a worker dead. Casey Cronus joins us live from the scene with the latest. Casey?
Natalie, gunshots rang out just after 9 this morning, and when police got here, they found a 21-year-old employee shot to death in a storage room. Located near 95th and California, police say surveillance video from inside the store shows a man believed to be the victim's boyfriend follow her into that Mariano's storage room. The investigation so far has revealed there was a previous domestic incident between the couple at Amazon Fresh in Oakland. The police chief tells us the woman left that job at Amazon and started working here at Mariano's. She has not yet been identified. And at this hour, the store remains shut down as police investigate.
Armoni was picked up about an hour later after a license plate reader recovered the location of his red Ford Focus. A 9mm handgun was also recovered. On July 14th, Armoni was charged with first-degree murder and was held without bond in the Cook County Correctional Facility. After his court hearing, his uncle spoke with news reporters and said, quote, "We love him so much. We tried our best to work with him. Although he had some issues, he was a good kid." Jailene's sister Ashley would eventually start a GoFundMe on her behalf for a funeral, where she stated in the GoFundMe that her sister was a victim of harassment and stalking by somebody who wasn't even her boyfriend. He was just a friend who became obsessive, and which turned fatal. Jailene's cousins and other family members also took to social media to express their grievances and their loss in Jailene. What seemed like an amazing woman who had so much life ahead of her, so young, and such a tragic event. The fact that both these young people have lost their lives, one physically, one behind bars, it's never worth it. Jailene tried her best to get out of the situation, but unfortunately, the law could not protect her. Jailene's story was also featured on an episode of Investigation Discovery. This case just goes to show that you can take all the right steps and still end up with the short end of the stick. My condolences to Jailene's family, her friends. She seemed like she was an amazing woman. Rest in peace to Jailene, and hopefully her family will be able to get justice for her. I know Armoni's case is ongoing right now, so I will keep you all updated. Be safe and be blessed.